Hello again. I just received another package today. This time it was just one model kit. What I wanted to do was show the difference between a scale model kit and a quick build wargaming kit. That's what I'm going to call them. What they're officially called, who cares, right? But the idea is I want to show you the difference between these types of kits. Why some people prefer to buy the quick build model kits, and what you're getting into if you were to buy a scale model kit. So why am I showing you this? It's actually pretty simple because when you're first getting into wargaming, like me, I guess I've been doing this for a couple months, so I'm not quite new anymore. But when you're starting out, sometimes you don't quite know, what am I buying? Scale, we've talked a little bit about scale before. Right now I'm doing 20mm scale, or if you're buying a scale model kit, you're going to look for 1/72. Sometimes you might get 1/76. What this is talking about is inches. So 1 inch in the real world equals 72 inches in the model world. And so 1/72, 1/76 is real close to a 20mm scale, which is what a lot of war games are in. If you were going to get like 15mm, it would be a 1/100 for 15mm, and for 28mm, like if you're doing bolt action, it'd be like a 1/48 approximately. The 1/100, if you had that, would be great for Flames of War. Now, why you would need to know that is sometimes there might be a particular model that you want that's not in your quick build scale. For example, from the Plastic Soldier Company, they make in 20mm T-34s, Panzer IVs. They just came out with some Panzer IIIs, but they didn't have a Tiger or Panther. So what I had to do was go looking at another company, and there's a lot of companies that make scale models. This particular example, this is a trumpeter model in the scale that I want for 20mm. They made a Tiger tank. So when you're first looking, it's real important to know your compatible scales. So the other thing you're going to find out is how different they are in constructing them. With a quick build kit, I have an entire tank here in one sprue. Sprue is just another name for the plastic that kind of holds all your pieces together. With this quick build T-34, 2 pieces make up the hull, 2 pieces make up the turret, a couple pieces will make up your primary mantlet and barrel, your tracks here. The road wheels come on 1 piece, the tracks come on 2 pieces. Very simple. Engine compartment cover, couple hatches, and that's it. Boom, you got a tank. Now, if you have to get to scale model, then what you got to do is open it up. You're going to have a lot more. So let me just take a moment to rip this open. When I had to basically kind of stop the camera, I couldn't rip that open with one hand. So when you open up the bag and you pull out your sprues, this is typical for a scale model kit. You have a lot of sprues with a lot of little components. So instead of having like one section that makes up a set of road wheels and a track assembly, I'm actually going to have to take and build each road wheel and then attach them individually to the bottom hull. Fortunately, the bottom hull here comes in 1 piece. My turret, for example, instead of being a top-bottom section, I've actually got to assemble the sides and put the top. So as you can see, with just a scale model kit, there's actually a lot more construction involved in it. So that's the biggest difference between the quick build kits that you would get. This is great. There's companies like Armorfast, Pegasus, the Plastic Soldier Company. They do a really good job in making these quick build kits because it lets you purchase 3-4 vehicles. For example, Plastic Soldier Company in the 20mm scale, they put 3 in a box. If you buy their 15mm kits, you get 5 in a box. That lets you assemble those 5 vehicles quickly, and you're on the table in gaming. These scale model kits, even though they're the right size, these were more for like static displays, but you can use them in your gaming. So in the time it's going to take me to build one of these, I could have built 5 of the other type. So this will allow me to purchase vehicles that, you know, I can't find in a quick build, but I'll just have to build these one-on-one. But this gives you an idea of the difference between your scale model and your quick build. So what I'll do is when I come back, I'm going to show the Tiger assembled and compare briefly kind of the details between the two kits. Depending on your manufacturer in the quick build kit, sometimes, let's see if that will focus, people complain like the detail might not be there because they're, you know, not a scale kit. They're afraid sometimes the detail is lacking, and we'll compare that with the scale model kit as far as seeing the panel lines and those attentions to detail. So we'll just compare 2 kits. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, so here we are back through the magic of science here. A couple hours later, after putting this Tiger together, I have the leftover sprues there. And when I compare that with a quick build tank, that's 1 sprue, several little sprues, and this puts together our Tiger. So, you know, if we're going to look at detail, now when I'm talking detail, I'm going to talk about molding lines, as far as, you know, can you see like rivets, the little things there. On the quick build tank, you can clearly see grill work over the engine compartment, and when you come over to the Tiger, you also see the grill work over the engines. There's little bolts and rivets. On the T-34, you've also got bolts and rivets. So really, the detail on the quick build kit is just as good as on the full model kit. Now with the full model kit though, sometimes what you'll get are additional extras that you can put on, such as here I've got, you know, some of the tow cables that I had to super glue on, some of the little extra track pieces that we also put on. You know, not that you won't get those with the quick build kits, but sometimes on the quick build kits, for example here on the T-34, that tow cable is actually molded into the body of the vehicle. It wasn't a separate piece. So when you're looking at the actual model kits, you will quite easily end up with quite a few extra pieces. For example, putting together the wheels, the road wheel assemblies, was quite extensive. In fact, this entire sprue was dedicated to nothing but road wheels, whereas on your quick build kits, your road wheels will come in one piece, like we've looked at earlier. So it really kind of depends on what level of building you want to put into your model. I know some folks, if they were to use a full model kit, they probably wouldn't want to use that for wargaming just because of the time it takes to put it together. But if you're missing that one vehicle from your army, like I really wanted to have a Tiger, you know, I would more than happily put the time to put it together. You know, now we just got to paint them up. But your quick build kits will definitely have you out of here. I can actually, now that I've put these T-34s together a few times, once I take all the pieces off the sprue, I can have that Tiger or that T-34 put together maybe 10-15 minutes. It goes really, really quick. This Tiger actually took me a couple hours. I hadn't built one before. I had a lot of fiddly little pieces to it because they weren't molded into the body, so I had to attach quite a few little extra things to it. So that did, you know, a couple hours. It took a very long time to put this thing together. So if I was looking at time, I definitely would not want to buy 10 or so of these little model kits at one time to put together an army. I would definitely want to look for one of these quick model kits. So when you're like me, kind of starting out, and you're deciding how exactly to put your army together, see if you can find companies that put together these quick model kits. If you're doing like the Flames of War, I know that Battlefront, they make a lot of really good model kits as well. But if price is your thing, shop around, see what you can find for alternate companies that make their model kits in 15 millimeter, and that will go the same for, you know, anybody. Just shop around, see if you can find alternatives. They are out there. The only other thing that might be of interest when we talk about complexity of putting their models together, just real fast, is maybe the instructions involved. So with the Tiger, I actually got an instruction booklet, and it very clearly lays out the components on the sprues, and it very, very well gives step by step. You know, step one, here goes your road wheels, your main sprocket, then all your different road wheels. So I actually had no questions at all as to what went where. Any mistakes in the model are purely my fault, but the instructions definitely did lay out exactly how this thing fits together. When I contrast that with, say, the T-34, it pretty much is just on the back of the box. Some of the other Plastic Soldier Company model kits actually have like a piece of paper that come inside, but they're just about exactly the same quality of the instructions here. Fortunately, the tanks are easy enough that even with just a picture you can kind of put it together. My only problem is with the Armor Fast model kit that I bought, the instructions were kind of even a little more vague, so I had to kind of guess a little bit at the mantlet and barrel placement. But if you do buy a full model kit, you will definitely get very, very detailed instructions. Of course, people will tell you that depending on your model maker, your instructions might not be as good. But if you're curious as to the difference in the build quality between a fast build kit and a full model kit, that's kind of the basics right there. A lot more detail in your model kit, fewer pieces in your quick build kit, but they still turn out looking really, really nice. So either way will work. It just really all will boil down to how much money and time you're willing to invest into your army. So thank you for paying attention for so long. I know I like to ramble, but I'm hoping you did learn a little something. If you're a veteran, you know, leave some tips and suggestions that you have for other folks coming on. Maybe I can learn something from you guys. Otherwise, I will talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.